Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Locks of the Day podcast. This is episode number 71. I'm here with Zach and Andrew. We're here to, of course, give you the premium NFL locks for week 6, Sunday's games. This season so far on the podcast for NFL plays, we are up 15.75 units through week 5. Not too bad, and we're just getting started on heating up. We're obviously going to keep getting hotter and hotter as the season goes on. It's exactly what we did last season if you were rolling with us last year. Thank you for tuning in back again this season. Hopefully you guys are cashing out with LocksOTD. We also have a touchdown parlay for you. It is 3 legs. It pays 49.5 to 1. That means it is a plus 4,950. Yes, you are hearing that correct on 3 legs. We're going to get right into these locks for you. So, Andy, I know you got the first 3-star for Sunday. Go give it to him, kid.
Yes, sir. 3-star for Sunday is going to be primetime game. Chiefs money line minus 140 against the Lions. Uh, Chiefs, I think they're going to want to make a statement this year. I mean, they got to make a statement at some point this year. And I think it's going to be this week against the Lions. Their back's kind of up against the wall here. They got a losing record for like the first time, it feels like in like forever. But Mahomes, prime time, it's like, come on, it's like peanut butter and jelly. It's that's what he is. He's Mr. Mahomes. He's 26-10 in prime time, in regular season prime time games. That's 72% win rate. I'll ride with that. But I feel like the Chiefs kind of really gotten unlucky this year, losing some very, very close games. 3 games that they've lost so far are within a touchdown. Last week, absolute fluke shit, losing to the Jags on Trevor Lawrence literally falling down, and you look back, half the defense for the Chiefs is just standing still, like fucking picking their notes. It's like, what are they doing? Like that was just a horrendous game. That shit was bullshit. But Mahomes, he's played fine all year. Like his stats speak for themselves. He's fourth in QBR, sixth in passing yards, fourth with most rushing yards as a QB and second in rushing touchdowns as a QB, which realistically is kind of one because Jalen Hurts just gets the tush push every time for fucking 6 points. So, I mean, that fucking team's trash. Don't even get me started with them. Lions, though, without a doubt, they do have a great offense, probably the best in the league. But they kind of have to give up, or they got to put up 40. It seems like because their defense is a little shaky. I feel like this year, Bengals put up 24 on them last week. Ravens put up 30, 21 from the Bears, who are like kind of their offense is hit or miss, and 27 from Green Bay in week 1. So. I feel like Lions they have to put up 30 to like win games in this fucking league. It feels like, uh, and then Chiefs Spagnuolo, their defensive coordinator, he's a fucking wizard. So I feel comfortable with this game. I feel like the total is pretty high too, right? Is it in the
Yeah, it's like
50s?
52.5 or something. Highest one
Yeah.
of the week.
I don't I don't know if it's gonna be that high. Like
Yeah, that's very high.
that's very high for a primetime game,
Not
and
taking a pick
like
on that yet, but
yeah,
that is high.
that is very high.
No
But
official pick, though.
yeah, I feel like Spags he's gonna get pressure. He's gonna be pressuring Goff like all fucking night. He's gonna try to make him get rid of the ball very quickly. Spags is a master at disguising blitzes, so I think that's the key for the Chiefs on Sunday night, and I think they get it done. Minus 140. They got to make a statement, so lock that in as a 3 unit play.
I locked it in. That's a fucking lock, boys. All
Got
right.
to be.
Like, it's a fucking lock. We're just going to keep it that simple. Yeah, the Jags beat the Chiefs last week to make you think that the Chiefs don't have a chance against the Lions. Wrong. Chiefs are going to fucking beat the Lions. They're a favorite
Hmm.
for a reason. Lock them in. You heard it here first. My 2-star, going with the Green Bay Packers. A little alt line, bought a point, half a point, depending on what sportsbook you're on. Minus 13.5 at a minus 135 versus the Bengals. So they have to win by 2 tutties. The 2-1-1 Green Bay Packers versus the 2-3 Bengals. Yes, it is at Lambeau, which doesn't hurt them for sure. Yeah, Packers are going to smack this game, boys. Joe Flacco is now the QB for the Bengals. That is definitely an upgrade. And yes, Joe Flacco beat the Packers with the Browns a few weeks ago. Yes, Flacco also has much better wide receivers to throw to this game with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins rather than the Browns wide receivers. I don't give a shit. Okay? I don't give a shit. The Browns defense is 1,000 times better than the Bengals defense. Packers only put up 10 points all game against the Browns. Not happening. I expect 28 plus on the Bengals. Packers are going to come out and fucking steamroll. And Packers have sucked the past few weeks. It's just not going to happen. Browns also got insanely lucky that game and scored all 13 of their points in the fourth quarter to win 13-10 on some bullshit. Another game. Rigged. Um, yeah, Bengals haven't covered in the last 3 games, and it's hard to not cover for 4 straight games. I usually wouldn't bet that, but it's a little different because the Packers also haven't covered in 2 to 3 games either. So one of the two teams has to not cover for 3 or 4 games no matter what in this game. And expect Josh Jacobs, Tucker Kraft, Romeo Dobbs to all pop off this game. Have a good game. Bengals fans, I'm sorry. It's going to be a tough week for you, but lock in a little 2-star. Packers minus 13.5 at a minus 135. And Zach, I'll pass it over to you, kid.
So for our other 2-star, we're going Titans on an alt line, Titans +6 at a minus 145. These two teams suck. Playing the Raiders, there's really no other way to explain it. I mean, my main reasoning for this week, and I know the Titans are coming off a win, and the Raiders are coming off just getting their backs blown out by the Chiefs. They're or by the Colts, sorry, not the Chiefs. My bad. My bad. But regardless, it was bad. It was like 43-6. It wasn't even close. I think Geno got pulled in that game. You had Anthony Richardson catching his own passes. Like it was just a whole circus going
That
on.
was crazy,
Right?
actually.
Wild.
That was
Dude,
fucking crazy.
and if you didn't hear, Steve Smith, who was on Game Day Live, just goes, "This brother Anthony Richardson is just god awful." He was just calling it like it was. Steve Smith was pissed. But
Dude, my bad to cut you off, but he threw the ball, it popped up, and he was so locked in on getting it. Like he took off. He ran like a good 6 yards just to catch it and then kept going.
dude, I'm telling you, it was an
Then
absolute
he immediately
circus,
throws a
right?
pick right after, right?
Anthony
Yep.
Richardson classic.
It's
My
it's a
bad, though. Keep
crazy
going.
thing. And then no, it's fine. Just trust me, it gets better. Because then you have two teams like the Raiders came out, they got a week 1 fluke win against the Pats and have been horrible ever since. Tennessee's been competitive in just a couple games, but they've gotten killed in 3 other games. So I mean it's been a tough one for them. But I think after last week, uh, I really thought Brian Callahan needed to win that game to keep his job as a Titans head coach, but I don't think he's done just yet. If it wasn't for a Amari DiMercato fumble through the end zone that all of a sudden triggered a comeback, that game's 28-6. You're getting blown out by 20. You're getting fired, buddy. So, I mean, I think he's just very lucky for how it went. And also, if I do see DiMercato because he cost me my fantasy game, it's on site. I'm very upset about that one. So, but other than that, I do think the Titans come into this one with the better weapons, honestly, like on offense, because Brock Bowers is out again for the Raiders. So they're going to come at the Raiders with a 2 tight end set in Okonkwo and Gunnar Helm. They have a pretty good running back in Tony Pollard. I like Tony Pollard. He's been solid all year with a crappy O line. Pretty much all the Raiders really have right now is Ashton Genty because Geno Smith has struggled and he's been really bad in zone coverage this year. He's thrown to a lot of one-on-one balls and he's tried to throw into a lot of tough pockets, and that's why he's been so unsuccessful. I think he still has more interceptions than touchdowns. I think he has 9 interceptions, I think. I think he leads the
8 or 9.
NFL right now.
Yep.
Yeah, so he has just been horrendous. It also wouldn't shock me, too, that if he struggles in this game, he might get pulled. He might get pulled halfway through this game. But I think with the way that Tennessee's playing last week, this is also by far going to be the worst defense that they're going to see all year. And I think if they go to some of the things that helped them out these past couple weeks, it's going to see them succeed this week going forward. And I do think this has got to be a game that they have to win, or Brian Callahan has to win. Because if you lose to the 1-4 Raiders after beating the Cardinals, you're 1-5. Your career record as a coach is like 4-21. It's not getting any better than that. So the only way I can see it is that I like the +6 because, even if they don't win and they are competitive, I could see it being like 27-24, 24-21. I think it's going to have some good points going back and forth, but I think this game is going to be really close because in all honesty, the Raiders, they don't really have as much to lose as what Brian Callahan does because Pete Carroll, the expectations weren't that high this season. He's coming in, he's coaching a crappy Raiders team. Their defense is atrocious. Yeah, they made a couple moves here and there, but they have a lot of young guys. So, but on the Titan side of things, Callahan was terrible last year. He's been terrible this year. And I really do think going forward, their schedule doesn't get any easier. They get the Colts again coming up. They got the Chargers again coming up. So they could be 1-7 by the time, week 9 rolls around because they have a bye week as well. So, I mean, this team could be really bad by that time. So this is a massive win for them if they can get it. So that's why I like the Titans +6. I feel like it's a must-win game. I think it'll be a confidence booster for a lot of these guys as well, especially coming off their win last week against Arizona. So Titans +6, -145. We're rocking with it. And yeah, that's our pick.
Love it. There's our 3 locks for NFL Sunday. Make sure you get those in. And now it is time for the touchdown parlay. Little 3-legger, like I said, plus 4,950. I'll say that again after. But Zach, I'll go right to you for your touchdown scorer because you just talked about him.
Yes, we got Tony Pollard plus 110 against the Raiders this week.
Beautiful. Andy,
Jamar Chase plus 220.
how you doing?
They gotta do something.
Little sleeper on the Chiefs. The lock of the week, Chiefs money line. Noah Gray, 650. How you doing, Noah Gray? First tutty of the season coming up this week. Good for you, my man. That's 3 touchdowns. You got Noah Gray, you got Tony Pollard, you got Jamar Chase, ladies and gents. Like I said, plus 4,950. That is 49.5 to 1.
Great.
Not bad. $2 for 100. Come on, $2 for 100. You boys got anything else?
I'm good.
That wraps up podcast number 71. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Locks of the Day pod, and we'll be back next week. Make sure you get those things in. Let's sweep. Peace.